We are talking with Tony Jashamal, Director of Jashamal Group, one of the Gulf's leading retailers and wholesale distribution organisations, been around for almost 100 years. Tony Jashamal, many, many thanks indeed for staying with us.
Thank you.
We're going to talk now about an issue that I know you feel very passionately about, and it's the issue of family businesses. You're talking in a couple of weeks at a big conference in Bahrain on family businesses, the Family Business Retreat, because they are issues that you think are of critical importance, not just to people who work for or own family businesses, but to the economy, to the region more broadly. Tell us why you feel so passionately about this.
Well, one must understand, first of all, that family businesses cover or are 75% of all the businesses which worldwide this is, and here in the Gulf and the Middle East it is probably a bigger number. These go from very small shops to very big department stores, and it therefore affects and concerns a lot of people in any country. Family businesses also create personal worries and personal goals. A person starts a small business, it develops, and suddenly he sees that he's in the process of creating something for his children, and then maybe for his grandchildren, and maybe he might even create a dynasty. So this covers the general and natural feelings of human beings in a society. In the last few years, people have started thinking about this and have often worried why family businesses usually only last to the second and sometimes to the third and rarely to the fourth and generations after that. So people have started their businesses, and once they've grown, they see the desire of creating a bigger business, and suddenly they see that they've got family problems and they can't find the solutions of how to keep that business growing. This has brought a great concern, and it is only lately, when I say lately, that I would say in the last 5 to 10 years, that the topic of family businesses has actually become quite a concern and a study, and now it is ending up being actually a science.
I mean, there are some staggering numbers, recent research from PricewaterhouseCoopers and from others. An estimated $1 trillion is expected to be handed down to the next generation within the next decade. And this is just here in the region. $1 trillion will be passed down. But 48% of local family businesses have no succession plan. I mean, that seems insane. You work for a family business that's in, the 4th generation now, almost.
That's right.
So
That's
you've clearly done what most fail to do. What are the steps that have to be taken?
Well, if you take it in our case, in the case of our family, when it went from the second generation to the third generation, it was realized that there are a certain amount of problems, and the main thing, as you said, is the problem of succession. Succession means who do you hand the business over to so that the business can keep on running, the business can keep on growing, and therefore be of benefit to the family and to the persons who have founded it. This is where the question comes. Traditionally, in most of the areas, it was in the West before, but still till today over here, it is still seen or still taken that the eldest person in the family or the eldest person of the next generation should be the chairman or the leader or the guide of the business. But this doesn't naturally mean that this is going to be the best for the business. Age doesn't mean ability. So if you take in our case, it was decided, and it was after a family retreat of 2 days, it was decided that in the future that the family business should be run and guided by professionals. And the CEO of the group should usually be a professional. And if they do not perform, that they should be persons who you can also release from their jobs, which is a thing which becomes very difficult if you have a family person heading the group, and especially if you have the respect for that person as the eldest person. So the idea, the main thing is to first of all see how, and if you do have competent people, amongst them who probably is the most competent, and then having all the others accept this fact. The acceptance usually comes when people understand that as the family grows, it is the joint, if you want the joint good, that means that everybody should benefit, then you have to think that the business comes first and not the individuals in the family.
Which is all well and good and sounds fantastic, but we know that human beings have egos and we have fear and we have greed, and when there's money involved with a successful family business like a Jashamal or others like you, it's sometimes difficult to let go, isn't it? Everyone wants their own little piece of the action. Everyone's got their own little empire. Everyone's got their own little cliques, haven't they? And cousins and brothers and sisters and...
It's true, and everybody likes power, wherever it is, if it's within your own family or within a big group. But the understanding that the understanding that has to be is usually, if people can understand that if people join forces, you actually come out with a bigger good. And if you come out with a bigger good, you have the possibility of the business and of the corporation or whatever you've created to last longer. And therefore, the family have the benefit of a growing business for longer. It can be then shared properly, and the idea is the way to solve it is to see as to how the sharing of this business should be. In our case, I would like to just, I don't mind saying it openly, my grandfather had 5 sons, and when my grandfather had passed away, it was taken that the 5 sons were 5 equal owners. And when the 3rd generation came in, we turned this 20% ownership into actual shares. And these then get passed on to their own descendants accordingly. Now, if all of them do, you can get them together, and if you can have them understand that this company, which is being professionally run, can be of the best good for everybody, then people usually survive longer that way. If you take families in the United States, there are very, very big families which have passed their shares down like this. A good example is the Rockefellers, for instance. Now, their whole group, which was there, has holdings in different companies, and all the original shareholders do have holdings in a certain way. They sometimes trade them between each other, etc. But the idea is to look at it that the joint good is probably bigger than the sums of all the small ones put together.
We're talking with Tony Jashamal of Jashamal Group as part of our Bigger Picture series of interviews. More from him in just a few moments' time.